If you want to lose fat and gain muscle, using meal prep as a tool to get there, then you've come to the right place.
Meal prep is the ultimate tool to unlock your fat loss. I lost 4 kilograms of pure fat using an easy 3-step method. In this video, I take you through that method, and I'm also making a satiating breakfast frittata, the easiest curry you'll ever make, and coronation chicken salad sandwiches using my homemade bread. Make sure to stick around till the very end for the full bread recipe.
Meal prep time, baby. This week we are not messing about, we are getting it done. I'm gonna try and get this done within the hour. I've already got my bread brewing. I'm not messing about. Less jibber jabber, more doing.
I always start my meal preps with a nice drink to set the vibes. Today I've gone for a berry barocca because health is wealth. I actually just like the taste of it. With any meal prep, always start with the things that take the longest. In this case, get the butternut squash roasting. For breakfast, I almost always have a frittata. When I don't make a frittata, I miss it. It's high volume, high protein, and full of goodness that keeps me full for a really long time. This week, I'm making it with pork, sage, onion, butternut squash, and feta. Oh, and peas. I love making this because you literally just mix it all together in a pan, whack it in the oven, and you're done for the whole week. Which leads us gracefully onto step 1 of our easy fat loss meal prep method. The reason so many of us fail at losing fat is because we're setting ourselves up for failure. We leave too much room for, ooh, what should I have for lunch? Ooh, no food in the house, what should we order? Ooh, no time for breakfast, let's stop a Costa on the way in. Meal prep literally banishes this from your life. I can't even tell you how many Tesco meal deals I used to buy for lunch. If I got that money back, I would be rich. I wish I was joking. The food would never even fill me up, and honestly, it wasn't even that nice. Step 1 of the easy fat loss meal prep method is to make it easy. Don't set out to make extravagant meal preps every week with hundreds of new ingredients that you would never usually buy. It really does not have to be that complicated. Pick out the foods you already enjoy, healthify them a bit if necessary, and make enough for the week. Plus, more to freeze if you can. Simple ingredients and a bit of creativity is all you need. And if you're really stuck for ideas, that's where my meal prep videos come in handy. Now the frittata is ready to go, we're just waiting on the squash to roast. Get the chicken ready for our sandwiches, whack it in the oven, and prep our veg. When you're prepping veg for meal prep, make sure only to prep a few days of veg at a time to keep it fresh. A whole tomato, for example, lasts much longer than a sliced tomato. Once again, a stunning segue into step 2 of the easy fat loss meal prep method. Fill each of your meals out with veggies. This might sound so obvious, but I saw the biggest difference in my fat loss when I increased the size of my plates. I have a huge appetite, so adding volume to my food made sure that I'm not left hangry after every meal. Veggies and fibrous grains are the key to long-term fat loss. Not only is it super good for your health and digestion, but it also just tastes great. Let's take my easy curry recipe for example. I could just make it with chicken, sauce and rice, but instead I'm adding cauliflower rice to the normal rice, doubling it in size. I'm adding fibrous chickpeas and tasty chestnut mushrooms with crunchy pak choy.
My co-worker told me that he eats raw mushrooms in salads. I'm gonna try a bit, and if I die, this is video footage of why. That's actually really nice. Okay, Simon, I believe you.
I've not only improved the nutrients of my meal, but also the taste, texture, and satiety. We do not eat like rabbits here, okay?
Aloha! Sorry, I know the lighting sucks over here. This is the quickest curry ever, and it's so easy. There's no way you won't want to make it. I'm gonna try mine in a pressure cooker today. This is not something I've ever done for a curry, so hopefully it ends up nice.
Another great way of adding volume with little calories is the egg whites in the frittata we made earlier. The egg whites added a great texture and hugely increased the volume. Another example is using 0% yogurt in the coronation chicken that we're making later. Instead of loading up on loads of mayo and making it a high-fat meal, using yogurt as well stretches the mayo and means you can have more of it for less calories. Volume eating for the win. This curry is another one-pot wonder. Just basically whack it all in, cook on low until the chicken is cooked through. If you have a pressure cooker like me, I did it on high for just 15 minutes. Now, some of you might be sitting there thinking, well, it's very easy for you to say, but my budget is too small to add lots of veggies. I have to just jump in and give you some super duper budget friendly options that I used to use when I was on a very strict budget. Always buy frozen. Frozen veg is an absolute game changer. It's frozen at peak of freshness, so it's often more tasty than the fresh alternatives. Next, try buying in bulk. Dried legumes, beans, they are super affordable and perfect for bulking out your meals. If you're on a strict budget, it's a great option. And finally, do what you can. If you see a recipe and it's got ingredients that you can't afford right now, don't be let down, don't give up, try and find a budget alternative and make it work for you. Now, we're on to step 3, the last step of the easy fat loss meal prep method, and arguably the most important one. Include lean protein for every meal. My favourites are chicken, eggs, beef, pork, fish. The trick is to pick a leaner cut. For example, a chicken breast has less fat than chicken thigh, or the 5% fat beef is much leaner than the 20% fat beef. I'm not saying to avoid fat is the devil. I just mean picking a lean protein allows you to eat more of it for less calories. I tend to add extra fats to my meals through things like olive oil, butter, peanut butter, coconut milk, etc. So the lean protein source helps to keep calories down, leaving more room for those healthy fats. Fats are important for satiety, absorption of key vitamins, and hormone production. So do not cut them out just because you want to lose fat. My battery's running out! The only way to lose fat is to be in a calorie deficit. So for me, meal prepping helps me do that without tracking. However, if you're brand new and you've never tracked your food before, it can be a very helpful tool in your fat loss journey. Try it for a week or 2 weeks and educate yourself on the food that you eat. Before I ever tried tracking my food, I would literally eat spoonfuls and spoonfuls and spoonfuls of peanut butter. Now, I still do that, but I know what I'm getting myself into and I know when to stop. Just to be real here, when I was young and starting my fitness journey, I tracked for way too long. It became obsessive. I would think about it all the time. It was unhealthy, at least for me. Life does not have to be so serious. Base your food on how you feel. If the fat isn't shifting, think of this. Could I increase my steps this week? Am I training for muscle growth? What are my portion sizes like? And lastly, importantly, what are you eating alongside your meal prep? I eat lots of snacks around my meal prep. Could that be where your fat loss is stalling? Are you eating way more calories than you think you are? Well, that's it in a nutshell. Meal prep really is the ultimate tool for fat loss. Follow this 3-step easy fat loss meal prep method and watch the fat melt away. And can I just say that this is a long process. Not the meal prep, we do that in under an hour over here. The fat loss is a long process. You really have to be consistent over and over and over and over again. Boring works. Not perfection, but if you want it enough to put in the work, it will happen. I really hope you enjoyed this style of video, and if you want to see more of me, follow along, subscribe, like the video, do all the things, and yeah, I'll see you later.